Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. So I have a good video about free-to-play games today, because what a great, I guess, how should I say, year for free-to-play games. You know, Fortnite's been gaining all this popularity since last year. We've got Warframe. And from what I'm hearing on PC, Iron Sight, I think. And man, that game is a COD killer. You know, free-to-play games, it's really interesting to see because, you know, back in Xbox days, when you would see a free-to-play game, it was usually an indie game, and they weren't all necessarily bad, but some of these indie games just did not have heart and soul put into them. So that's why most people would consider it to be bad. But now we are in a day and age where we have some free-to-play games where there is heart and soul put into them. Because, you know, free-to-play games, on this free-to-play game spectrum, a lot of people would go to like mobile games, but no. You know, Epic Games has pretty much shown, hey, consoles can have good free-to-play games, and they can be updated regularly, and they can do successful. Because if they can do it, why can't other developers? So I'm going to talk about 3 topics about free-to-play games and the continuation of them, and how I feel about them as a whole. Okay. First of all, I really want game devs to be inspired by games like Fortnite, games like Warframe, and even games like Iron Sight. People need to know, especially game devs, because if you guys don't know, like, making games, that crap isn't always easy. You don't always have like this huge team all the time. Sometimes that's like singular people. But they need to know that if you put your heart and soul into these games, even if they don't necessarily blow up on the side of something like Fortnite, you know, your game can still be successful if you put your heart and soul into it, and you take the time to ensure that there's like fundamentally good mechanics, balance, things like that. Your game's gonna do well. The reason Fortnite is so popular is because Epic Games took the time to do that. And then when they found that something was a bit overpowered, they did, you know, nerf it and stuff. It's just about taking the time to look at both sides of the spectrum. Don't look at just, you know, the PvE community. Don't just look at the PvP community. You look at both sides of the spectrum and you try to cater to both of them. And we really need a continuation of this, so I do hope that in the future, more game developers look to Epic Games, you know, look to games like Warframe, and even, I think, games upcoming like Iron Sight, I don't freaking know, excuse me. Okay, now I'm also going to talk about this next topic, and this might be a bit of a controversial topic, I guess, but they need to integrate crossplay. Now, as we know, Fortnite has integrated crossplay, but I also heard some recent news in an interview with a Bungie developer about Destiny integrating crossplay. Now, we need crossplay for a myriad of reasons, because right now, we've got MMOs, but we also have games like Fortnite, where you can play on every type of console. But having to simply start over and losing all of your progress, you know, that's not necessarily the ideal thing. Like, think about someone who's had years of experience into a game like Destiny, and then they're like, well, I want to play on Xbox now. And all of their experience of over the years acquiring exotics, unique looking armors, shaders, is going to be gone because they can't crossplay. If free-to-play games are released with crossplay, that also relatively boosts the likelihood of them essentially having huge amounts of popularity. I mean, Fortnite blew up for another reason. Everyone had access to it. It was free to play, and even though crossplay is only being initiated like recently, it was available for Xbox, it was available for PC, and it was available for PS4. And now it's available on Switch. If crossplay gets integrated into like more free-to-play games, that is going to dramatically increase the likelihood of that free-to-play game blowing up, I can assure you. Because right now, a game that's looking hot, that I've been looking at lately, is Iron Sight. I mean, I can't tell you how many people are calling that game a COD killer. You know, like just a good free-to-play FPS. If that, I guarantee you, if Iron Sight was like free-to-play for console as well as PC, I really don't think anyone would have bought Black Ops 4. I'm being real. Like, you of course would have the YouTubers that would buy that, but I don't think people would buy that because, I mean, if they why keep buying a $60 FPS that you know exactly what it's gonna be like, you know? But this is the final topic, and I can't wait to say this. Free-to-play games, when they are good, you know what it does? It shows the gaming industry that you don't need to be a scummy piece of crap to produce a good product. And it's great competition that leads to more corporate titles being forced to work harder. You see, Blackout, as much as people are saying, oh, Blackout's good, keep in mind, they didn't have any intention of having Blackout. They hopped on the bandwagon. And that may trigger some people that are having a ball with Blackout and COD 4 in general. And I'm not saying COD 4 is bad. But if Battle Royale was not as popular, they would not have had Blackout. From what I'm understanding, they tried to do an Overwatch type thing with their multiplayer, which people caught on to, and they were like, wait, why are you trying to copy Overwatch? Then they realized that Fortnite and PUBG was gaining all this popularity, so they integrate Blackout. And not even just that, keep in mind that all of a sudden, these are like usually the same, I think, specialists, right? From Black Ops 3. But now all of a sudden they don't have their jetpacks. You see, they originally wanted the jetpacks to be in the game. But because so many people were like, no, we want boots on ground, they took it out. You see, the corporate idea of games is look at what's popular and try and hop on the bandwagon to cater to that audience, to get as many people to buy your game as possible. I'm not saying Black Ops 4 is bad, but what it seemed to do was try to cater to too many people. You know, it tried to cater to the Overwatch fans, trying to have, I guess, a team kind of game, a team-based game like Overwatch. Then it realized Battle Royale was getting really big, so then they hopped on that bandwagon. Now, I don't think that it's bad, and this isn't just about Black Ops 4, but I'm just using it as an example because we know how scummy Activision is. We know how scummy Activision is. I don't even have that game. I haven't even really seen gameplay of it, but I can guarantee you there are microtransactions up the arse for that game. And now that Battle Royale is a thing, they have an even bigger excuse to increase, the microtransactions. More so than they already have in the previous games. Now, if games like Iron Sight and Fortnite and Warframe continue to be released, but good, like actually being updated and things like that, you have any idea just how satisfying it would be to just watch these corporate games just get screwed over? It's going to be so funny, simply due to the fact that here they are attempting to welch on people with scummy business practices, microtransactions up the arse, and usually just the same game being released over and over again. And then, games like Fortnite come along, games like Iron Sight come along, and they're like, hold my beer. Let me show you how it's actually done. And then everyone's playing this, and no one's playing their games, and now they're getting salty. You know? I mean, it's really funny, because here are so many people in the gaming industry saying, oh, but they have to make money. Oh, but Activision has to make money. You know, the microtransactions are they're just cosmetic. You shouldn't worry. Well, this is a AAA title with tons of funding, and you're always saying that they have to make money. But here is a free-to-play game. Free to play. With microtransactions, yes. But it's free to play, so it's more justifiable. With good mechanics. Relatively moderate balance. And it's outperforming all the AAA titles combined. I am having a ball just basking in the radiance of free-to-play games right now. If we continue to have the success of games like Fortnite and games like upcoming, like Iron Sight, if these games integrate crossplay, I kid you not, if more free-to-play games integrate crossplay and they're good, AAA titles are done. They are done. I kid you not. They will have to do some crazy crap to outperform these free-to-play games, because I'll be honest, I don't know anyone who's willing to spend $60 when they can get essentially a better game for free. And that's just my opinion. That's the end of this video. Let me know how you guys feel about free-to-play games. Do you feel the same way about free-to-play games as I do? And they're getting pretty good, and they're, catching on to the, the good side of the business practice, actually catering to the fans, and then they cater their money back to you. Let me know down in the comments below. As always, I just want to inform you that the only way to subscribe to the channel is to hit subscribe and notification bell, because yay YouTube. And I have an amino if you would like to join. It is linked in the comments down below. Please feel free to stop by and talk or recommend videos. As always, rate the video what you think it deserves. Tell me what you want to see in the future in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.